Let me share my screen here. Let's get started. Hi, my name is Brian. We are going over SmartPlans today, SmartPlans through Command. Just so I know what everyone's level is, how many of you, if you can show of hands or type something in chat, are already using SmartPlans or using Command pretty regularly? Anybody?
I
Okay,
do a little bit, but I'm still I have a long ways to go to learn about the smart plans.
gotcha. Okay, no problem at all. Well, let's go through it. Minimize this window. Jeneth just started using it. Great. Okay. Well, my name is Brian. I am the Market Center Tech Trainer here at the Santa Clara office. Um, and welcome to, hi, come on in, Gagadeep. Uh, Working with the Santa Clara office and Cupertino office and the Silicon City office, the three offices here together, we try to do as many trainings as we can for any agents who can attend. The point of this workshop is just to focus on your business, not just me talking to you the whole time, but for us to learn, to work together. Ideally, we'd be here in the same room and you can open up your laptop or computer, and then once we cover something in the class, then you can actually do it here in person. And if there are any questions, I can, look over your shoulder, answer any questions you have, or help you get those tasks done. So this is meant to be a working meeting, a working type of workshop where the goal is that when you leave the workshop, you've already have some practical knowledge that you've been able to apply to your business, apply to your command database. So it should be interactive, and do not be afraid to ask any questions. I'm sure if you're thinking of a question, someone else is thinking of the same question. So no worries about interrupting. If you have any questions, feel free to ask at any time. Smart plans. What are smart plans? Smart plans it's within Command, it's a tool that we can use to reach out to different contacts or leads in your database in an automated fashion. Now, this could mean sending out emails on a periodic timetable. It could also mean sending out text messages. It could also mean sending you a reminder to give them a call, or sending you a reminder to visit them, to write a birthday card, or whatever type of reminder you want. Now, it takes into account a couple of different tools within Command. Smart Plans can assign tasks. Generally, that's the most common way Smart Plans work. They will assign a task to pop up in your command. So when you open up Command, you'll see those tasks in front of you. So you don't have to open up each individual contact to look at their Smart Plan, but you'll see your task list. So then all you have to do is open up Command, go down your tasks, and you'll know that you've done what you need to do for the day, or what you've planned to do with your smart plans. Does that help? Does anybody have any questions about what a smart plan is? No? Okay. Now, when should you use a smart plan? You can use it for new leads. For example, I use it quite often for people I just meet, or people I meet at an open house. I can also use it for past clients, people where I know what their home anniversary is, if I know their birthday, if just people I've worked with before, either with successfully or we've successfully gone into contract, or even if we haven't gotten into contract, people I'm currently working with. So past and current clients can also fall in that category. Sphere of influence. I have a lot of people in my sphere of influence. I also can have them categorized by different aspects or different categories within my sphere of influence. For example, I've got a certain category of people that are categorized under past coworkers. I have another category for old classmates, and another category for things that I do for fun. For example, I play volleyball. It's something that I've done in the past, I've always been doing, and I continue to do. So I have a category for my volleyball friends or volleyball network and other things that I enjoy doing. I have young children. So a new category that I'm starting to build out is parents of children that at my kids' schools. So it could be anyone that you know, really. Anyone you know that you put in your database, you can put on a smart plan. But it has to be in command, and you have to have some contact information. For example, if you want to send out an email, you really need to have an email. It seems pretty obvious, but it's not always the case. If you email, phone number, pretty much the bare minimums of what you need. And the more you can complete in a person's contact information, their birthday, their home anniversary, even their physical address, the better smart plans will work for you. And what I mean by that is you'll have all the methods of communication at your disposal. If you want to set a smart plan to send out text messages, you'll need their phone number. If you want a smart plan to send out emails, you'll need their email. So as much information you can have, the better. Any questions so far? Okay.
So good.
Okay. I'm going to start sharing a different screen. Now, I am just going into my command. And you'll see here on the left, Smart Plans is a tab right here. It looks like a little task list with a settings dial. And if you click on this KW square, you'll see all the tab names show up. So we'll go to Smart Plans. And when we go open this tab, you'll see this is the library of Smart Plans at your disposal. Right now, if you're opening Smart Plans for the first time, this should be 0. And the reason it's 0 is this is your own personal library. You're going to have to either create your own smart plan or go to the library of smart plans to pull it into your own personal one. Because there's hundreds, maybe even thousands now of different smart plans. So it could be overwhelming if they have it all for you all at once to use. So this is nice because you can choose the ones that use the most and then pull them in so this is a short list. I have 36 here. That's a little more than usual. That's because I like to go in and play with different ones at a time. Usually there's maybe 10 to 12, maybe a dozen that you'll see that you use the most. Here you'll see that the ones I use the most are, so on the next page. This is called the biweekly neighborhood nurture. That's the one I use the most, and the quarterly call plan. Now, where do you get these smart plans? You'll see here, it says my smart plans. If you click on library here, you'll see that this is a whole library of smart plans created by numerous people. These first 8 here are just the featured smart plans that are popular at the time. You'll see a title at the top of what the smart plan is, a little description of what the smart plan does. And these are some ratings. You'll see how many times these have been downloaded, ratings on what other agents think of this smart plan, and then other details like how many steps are in the smart plan, duration is how many days the smart plan will last, and how many touches, how many times this will reach out to your lead or contact or client. So for example, this one has 3 steps, will last for 31 days, and will reach out to your client 1 time or to your lead 1 time. If we want more detail, we click on View Steps, and then you'll see what exactly this means. Those 3 steps are, the first one is to remind you, it'll create a task to call your contact. And you can even go as far as putting in some notes. So then it will remind you, say, I need to call Gagandeep because I met her at an open house 2 months ago, and that's the reason why I'm calling. So you can put those notes in your SmartPlan task if you have them. Then this will delay 30 days, and then it'll restart. So those are the 3 steps. And when it restarts, it'll just start again. It'll send you another task reminder to call again. And then 30 days, remind you to call again. 30 days, remind you to call again. So that's one example of a SmartPlan. Now that I see this and it's something I want to try, or if you want to try, just click on Add SmartPlan. When you add the SmartPlan, you can change the name of it. This is one thing before we go. You'll see the author of the SmartPlan. So this was written by Marty Miller. He's another Keller Williams agent who works in command all the time, and he specializes in command. So there's a lot of SmartPlans that he writes. So there's some good ones that he writes. And this is Blake Petska, Mike Dooley, other agents within Keller Williams. So you can even write your own SmartPlan and publish it. And if people like it, they'll download it and use it. And you'll see your name here as an author.
Brian, what is the duration?
Duration is the number of days. So this will last for 31 days. This lasts for 32 days.
It will call, it will remind you every day, or is it really after 31 days, it will remind you again?
It depends on the SmartPlan. So this one has a phone call. That's day one. It'll send you a task reminder to call your lead or contact, and then it will wait 30 days, and then it will start over.
Okay.
So day 31, you'll get another task reminder to call your lead or contact, and over again until you stop the SmartPlan. So that's one example of a SmartPlan, one that it's ongoing, it keeps cycling through and it doesn't stop.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good question, by the way. If you like the SmartPlan, just add SmartPlan. You can change the name of it if you want. My monthly call plan, I'm just going to type in test MM for Marty Miller monthly call plan. And I'll click on download. And once that happens, you'll see if I go to my SmartPlans, it's here. It's just been added. So that's one way to add them. Just going through the rest of the library, I'll tell you also, you see these here, these were written by Keller Williams. These 10 SmartPlans here. There's a biweekly neighbor nurture, 8x8 contact engagement, quarterly call plan, and so on. These 10, I recommend everyone download, whether you use them or not, or I think these are just good ones to have. They're made by Keller Williams in leadership and follow the Millionaire Real Estate Agent plan. And these will probably change when the new book comes out, whenever that happens, because 8x8 is going to change to, I think it's like a 33 touch or plan. 36, yeah, something like that. So that will change, but in the meantime, these are still really good to use. You'll see the author is Keller Williams. So there's 10 of them. I recommend use them, download them, try them. It doesn't hurt to try them. This one here, Biweekly Neighborhood Nurture, this is the one I use the most right here. And what this one does is this will send an automated email. And in that email, I'll show you an example of what that looks like. It's basically a market snapshot of a person's neighborhood. But there's also, to use a SmartPlan, there are other steps you need to do to set up a contact to be able to use it so that it actually works for you, because it'll take local information specific to your client or whatever contact you want to send it to and compile that information, send it off. So I can send a customized market snapshot to my contact every 2 weeks with updated information that's updated every 2 weeks, but then I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is set the SmartPlan and add that contact to it, and the system command will send that email out for me every 2 weeks. Moving along, these are just some top rated ones, things that are popular, things people are using more frequently right now. Daylight savings reminder, Valentine's Day, Memorial Day, and then just the latest ones, newest ones that people are using. The Keller Williams Fall Festival. And you can see this is for Chattanooga, Tennessee, market snapshots for September, lots of different ideas you can get. If you get bored, sometimes I just scroll through and to see what other people are doing. Like just get ideas of marketing or different ways people are contacting their sphere or their database. And any ones that you like, you can view steps to get more information about it and then add SmartPlan. Let's see. I'm just going to go through a couple of them because I showed you one where it was a cycle. It would just keep going on and on. But let's look at 8x8 contact engagement. If I open up contact engagement or 8x8, you'll see these steps here. First step, well, the duration is 56 days. So this is a longer duration of a SmartPlan. There's 15 steps in the SmartPlan. And in those 15 steps, it'll touch or reach out to your contact or lead or prospect 8 times. And this is what it'll look like. The first day, it'll send a text message. An automated text says, so if you mouse over where it says send text, you'll get a little window that shows you what the text message will say. It'll say, hey, and the nice thing with when using command is it'll automatically populate their first name and last name. So then you don't have to type their first name, last name, and copy and paste however many times, 100 times to contact your entire sphere or all the people you meet. And it's say, hi, hey, Raymond Hernandez, it's Brian Lee from Keller Williams. Would love to grab coffee with you sometime. Let me know when your schedule looks like in the next few days. So that would be a custom text message that command would send, and I wouldn't have to send, but once I set it on the SmartPlan, command will send it out for me. If there's a reply, you'll get the reply within command, and you can reply back through command messaging, and you can then stop the SmartPlan if you want to. If there's no reply, then just let the SmartPlan continue. And when it continues, it'll wait 7 days, and then it'll give you a touch task, meaning it'll create a task with a new command to remind you to do something. And this one is to email this contact. There's then a delay for 7 days, and then a task to remind you to call them. Calling, unfortunately, we can't automate yet. That's something we still have to do. I know something that most people don't like to do, myself included, but it's a needed task. It's hard for people to ignore calls sometimes. Delay for 7 days, another text message. Just want to check in. How's your day going? Any real estate needs I can help you with. 7 days, then on and on and on. There's different tasks that will happen every 7 days for 8 weeks. So 8 weeks, you'll touch or reach out to this contact 8 times.
Brian, can you customize your own text?
You can. You absolutely can. Let's go do that now. So I downloaded one. Where is it? Here. So this is, and that was an example of a SmartPlan that has a duration that ends. A lot of them have durations, but some of them, like the first one I showed you, repeats. So it just goes on and on and on and on forever. That 8x8, after 8 weeks, it stops. So it completely stops. And then another note about SmartPlans, you can have more than one going on at the same time. For example, you can have a SmartPlan set to remind you of that contact's birthday. You could or to send an email out to wishing them happy birthday 1 week in advance. But you need to know their birthday in order for that to happen, and you need to have their email address in order for that to happen. There is one agent, I can't remember who it is, who used a SmartPlan because he's a man and he is a husband that has forgotten his anniversary before. So he created a SmartPlan for all of the husbands in his database. Was it Travis? That was Travis. Travis did that. He sent them a reminder, I think a month or maybe 2 weeks before their anniversary date, to remind the husband, hey, I know your anniversary is coming up. Did you buy your wife a gift? Did you forget? Here's a reminder to get a gift, make reservations, or whatever the case may be. So that's just another really creative way to leverage SmartPlans to help you provide value to your clients.
On top of that, Brian, he also, or someone came up with the idea of actually securing a reservation at a high-end restaurant. Because it's free to do, to get the reservation, and then, you know, reach out to our database and say, hey, I've got this reservation for you, do you want it? And that just goes to the actual staff and really shows that you care for your clients.
Yes, very creative ways to provide value. Different ways that most people don't expect, especially from your realtor. And it shows that you care. So which one was I looking at here? And this one. So here's a smart plan that I downloaded. It's called My Master Drip Campaign New Facebook Lead. I downloaded this. And if I want to edit it, I'll click on this pencil. And here is where, if you create a smart plan or add or make changes, where you can make all these changes. You can see the title here. You can change the name of it. You can add a trigger event. Like if you, I don't know what's in a trigger event. If a lead comes in from Facebook, and then you can make this automatically start with that lead.
You can do it with tags too. So if you want
with tags, right? So this first one is sending an email. And you'll see the text of the email, the content of the email saying, Dear, contact first name, Dear Raymond, thank you for reaching out to, says Pike Properties. So now I can change it. Reaching out to me. And I know that buying a home is an intimate process with many uncertainties. If you choose to work with me and purchase a home within 90 days, I will buy you a comprehensive home warranty to cover any issues that may come up in the first year of home ownership. This could be a new furnace, water heater, or any number of items included, yada, yada, yada. Call me now to claim your warranty. Best wishes. And now, this was created by someone else. I can put my name on it. Williams, Santa Clara Valley. Now, any communication we have, just for information, needs to have your DRE number. So make sure you put that on there so we're in compliance and we don't get in trouble with the DRE. And I'll put my own phone number on there. And just in case, I'll also put my email. And just like that, I've customized the first message on this smart plan. If I continue on, the next is a text message. So you asked specifically about changing the text message. This is where you can change it.
Okay.
We have different options here for text messaging. Now, one caveat for text messaging is when you set up command to send text messages for you, you have to create an account through Twilio. Twilio is an app that works with command, but you have to create your own phone number for it to work. So that some people like it, some people don't like it. I personally love it. And the reason I do is because I think it's all in the way how you use it. So when I use it, I only use it for new leads or new contacts or people that I don't know very well. Maybe I've only had 1 or 2 conversations with them, but not someone I communicate with all the time. A good example is someone I meet at an open house. They don't have my real phone number. They don't know who I am. So it doesn't really matter what phone number I'm texting from, as long as they hear from me. If after a while we start communicating, then I'll transition to using my actual phone number. But for the purposes of lead generation and following up, I find that it's worth it to use the Twilio phone number to have this automated system work for me, to make it less work for me to reach out to those leads that aren't hot leads or warm leads yet. But once they warm up, then convert them to your actual phone number. So in this case, this would be sending from my Twilio phone number. And there are a couple of options that you can choose. So when it comes to it, you can choose the message you want to send, or I think you can make it alternate or make it more like a random selection of which text message you want to send out. So for here, thanks for reaching out to, I'll say, Peterson Realty Team. Name. My name is Brian, and I specialize in buyers Great. That message looks great. And then you can send this text message also. So I think that looks good. You can, yeah. This will delay another day and then send another email address the day after that. So this is a great way to, it's reaching out and touching this person almost every day on your behalf. And the whole time I could be doing something else. I could be calling other people. I could be, taking care of my kids at home if they're sick. Whatever I'm doing, the command is still working on my behalf. It's still sending out messages. You're still lead generating, even if you're sleeping, which is the great thing. So I'm just going to save it now. Any questions here?
I noticed that you did not take away, on the when you changed the text from Peterson Realty team to Peterson Realty team, you did not change the contact first and last name.
Yes.
Do we need to take it out or not?
No, because what this does is, so I can set this smart plan up for 10 different people, right? And every time this text message sends out, it'll substitute the first name of the contact with this field. So for example, if I send it to Raymond, it'll say, thanks for reaching out to Peterson Realty team, Raymond, or Gagan, or to Neela, or to Nina. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. And just so you can see, there are different fields. So this is where it helps, where you have more information in your contact filled out. If you have a contact home anniversary, you can put that field in there and it'll automatically populate in the message. Your app link, your team name, even your first and last name, if you want to, their birthday. And I think they're probably adding more and more fields to it to make it more useful. But these are just the ones I think people use the most frequently. Great question, Neela. All right. Now I'm going to save this and back out. Now there are all these smart plans here. You can see how long they last. Now, how do you add someone to a smart plan? I'm going to show you this one here. This is the biweekly neighbor nurture, the one that I use the most. I think a lot of people use pretty often. A couple ways to add someone to this biweekly neighbor nurture. The first is to use this add contact. And when I click on that, this will pull up my entire database. Right now it's viewing 1 to 20 of 4,600. That's the number of people in my database. It can seem overwhelming. And this is also where to manage your contacts well helps you in this case. I can choose tags, and I have all these different tags of people that I've tagged my contacts with, different addresses of people I meet at open houses, one for past clients, where I met them by city, allied resources, my A clients or B clients, people that I meet at different networks, my buyers. So whatever you, however you sort through your contacts, whatever categories, you can best to sort them with your tags, and then you can sort it through here. So for example, I'll type in volleyball. I mentioned I like playing volleyball. And then these are all the people that are in my volleyball sphere, these 27 contacts. So I can select all and then add all of these to the smart plan. So these people in my volleyball group are going to get this smart plan. So this helps when you have a targeted group. Say you have a farm, even. You can have your smart tag for a specific neighborhood, Santa Clara South or whatever. And if you have a smart plan targeted for your farm, a specific message you want to tell them, for example, you want to invite them to a barbecue or have very specific neighborhood information to send them, you can send it to them or create a smart plan just for them. Another way to add someone to a smart plan is, so that's one way to add people to smart plan with multiple contacts at once, multiple people at the same time. Another way to do it is if you go to your contacts. Let's see. I'll do this kind of a. If you go to your contacts, you open them up, hopefully you have information populated here. And then in the smart plan tag, you can click on add to smart plan and then choose the smart plan you want to tag or link to your contact. I already have 2 linked here. And this is where I mentioned you can have more than one smart plan per contact. For this one, I have Vinay on a quarterly call plan, and I have him on a monthly neighborhood nurture. Now, Vinay, I worked with a couple years, like last year, I think, or a couple years ago. He's a person I met at an open house in Santa Clara, but he's now a past client and he was a buyer. With Vinay, I'll show you my timeline. We met many years ago, 2020. COVID time, the first time I talked to him was April 2020. I added him onto a smart plan added, and every month he would get an email, that market snapshot from me. And when he viewed it, it tells me. So if he opens that email and he looks at a neighborhood, or if he looks at a property, Command will let me know. It'll let me know by putting this message here in the contact. It'll give me notification here on the bell, so I'll know that he looked at it. And these are different emails that I sent to him. And then I switched him over to the biweekly neighborhood update. So he was getting emails from me every 2 weeks. And when he looked at different ones, and then looking at the timeline, I just want to point out, it's been over a year since I first met him and talked to him. And then I called him a few times. We went through a buyer's presentation a year after I first met him, because Command was still making contact for me. He was still thinking of me. So when I called him, he actually picked up, and we went through a buyer's consultation because he felt like he was ready. He wasn't quite sure, but he just wanted more information. So I went through a consultation with him. Then he realized he wasn't quite ready. So he said he's going to get pre-approved, but he didn't get pre-approved. This is where, when you say buyers are liars, sometimes that's true. But fast forward a few more months, I see that he looked at some neighborhoods, and then even looked at a house. So then I called him when I saw this information. He didn't answer, but he kept looking. So I tried calling him, kept calling him. It wasn't until the following year. Let's see. I saw that he marked the property as favorite on his MLS search and left a message to call him back. I downloaded disclosures just in case you want to see them. And I think I even sent it to them. Got him on the phone a week later to check on his pre-approval. We looked at a few homes, I think. Yeah, we met, we toured 3 homes. I requested an updated pre-approval letter because he said he got pre-approved, but he never did. Didn't work out. He kind of fell off again. So then we went to keep looking. And this is so I'll tell you what this means. But eventually we made contact and looked for some homes, and I got him into a house. So all this over the course of about 2 years. Most of the time, it was communication from Command that happened. I maybe reached out to him a dozen times over a course of 2 years. But then after those dozen times, when we finally connected to work, I don't count that because that's working with a client. But converting that lead to an actual client, the bulk of the work was done by Command and done by SmartPlans. And just when I say neighborhood nurture, 2 things you need. One is the email address, which I have here for Vinay. And the other thing is either an address or neighborhood. So with Vinay, I met him at an open house in this neighborhood. So I knew he was interested in these neighborhoods within San Jose and Santa Clara. So when I sent him that updated, that smart plan, he would get an email. And when he clicked on the email, he would get this. It would take him to this page with the neighborhood on it. If you scroll down, it has a snapshot of, well, there's no homes, or there are no homes. Homes that are on the market, right here. Homes that are for sale. How the people's opinions of the neighborhood, what people think, if it's lots of information about the neighborhood, and then a map of the neighborhood. And then there used to be Yelp reviews. So if there were nice restaurants in the neighborhood, if it's great walking score, great grocery store, or whatever, they used to have Yelp reviews, and actually they're back. So just a lot of details about a neighborhood that they can see. But the real bulk of it is, there's even school ratings here, private and public schools. But really, they can see the homes that are for sale. They can see what's going on, the neighborhood they're looking for. They can click on it and get all the information all at once. The best thing is, when they click on it, if they say click it through the email, you'll find out. And that's the only reason I knew that my client or my contact was more interested in looking at homes again, because they clicked on this home email and clicked on a property and started looking at it. And whenever they see it, they'll always see your face. It's always to your branding. Your Peterson Realty team, Brian Lee, ask me for more information. And if they forward it to a friend, say, hey, they want to send it to the mom, what do you think? They also see your face, your information. And if they want information, they can request it here. So this is the one I use the most, mainly because it's every 2 weeks and it's update information. It's not the same email every single time. It's update information. And I just want to get a response from somebody. Tell me yes, tell me no, but tell me something. Don't just ignore me. If you tell me no, then I can move on and work with someone else. If you tell me yes, then let's get going. Let's find the house. Any questions now? Yes.
So if I put someone on neighborhood nurture, like monthly,
yeah,
how would I know that they're getting the emails? Do they have to accept the rest?
They have to accept on a saved search, I believe, but the neighborhood nurture, it will show up on a timeline that's sent.
Okay.
So you'll see that it's sent on X date or time.
Yeah. See, it was one of these command emails sent from SmartPlans, and then their information. It'll have it'll tell you, oh, this is the one. But it'll show up in there, sent from SmartPlans, viewed listing. So whatever activity you initiate or receive, it'll be tracked on this timeline. Great. You're welcome. Any other questions? Has anybody?
This is great because there is a timeline and then the opportunities, everything in one place, SmartPlans.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. I encourage you to give it a try. And it's also great motivation to keep adding to your database. We mentioned earlier in the year that for agents to maximize their success, at the minimum, we want to have at least 201 contacts in your database. Contacts that you can reach out to pretty consistently, not just adding people, but people that you can talk to and ask for referrals or see if they want to purchase themselves. The national average is 201 contacts. And based off of those 200 contacts, the average agent makes about 200,000 in GCI. So it's not a bad income for having 200 contacts. So that's the goal that we have for all of our agents here at Keller Williams, especially here in this office. Great. There's a chat. Okay. Has anybody been able to try this while we've been on Zoom? Okay. Well, that is just about all I have to show for SmartPlans. There's more to it. This is kind of a basic overview to show you where to get to SmartPlans, how to add SmartPlans, and how to add your contacts on the SmartPlans and getting started using them. As you use them, you can customize it more to your needs, but I think just using the information from today is a great way to get started to get in contact with your leads and contacts.
Thank you, Brian. One more question I have is, do you have a recording available if you want to refer back?
This is being recorded. I believe it'll be put on the office's YouTube page.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Well, let me go back to here. Let me hear from you guys. What did you guys learn today? Give me some ahas.
I think I have more clarity on the
Okay.
SmartPlans, because you went a little slow and kind of explained in detail.
Okay.
I'm sure before too it was explained, but I was not too clear. But I think more I'm learning, there is a lot more clarity.
Got it. Okay. Was there any one thing that was more clear this time around? Anybody else? Okay. What else is new? Part of what we promote in our office is, we're a high-tech company that or Command, the people, the developers behind Command, they're continually building and they're continually updating the service and the systems that we have. The next thing that is new is our new agent websites. So right now, everyone has an agent website that we have that comes with Command. If you don't already have it, it looks, let me show you what mine looks like. It looks like this. Everyone has a website that looks just like this. Whether you're a new agent or not, you have this already. It's free, or it's included with your fees for Keller Williams. And it works just like it looks. It's just, if you look at Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, they all look the same. Big pictures and one smart search bar. And this is a website that you can send to your clients, contacts, your sphere, and look for homes. And they can do that here. So everyone has this. There's going to be an updated website soon. I'm attending some training for that this week. So once we have that, I'll do a training for what that looks like and how to access that. But in the meantime, if you don't already access your new agent website, reach out and we can get you set up with that.
So with the new website, will it be automatically people who already have it, that will be updated automatically, or do we have to?
You'll have to update it yourself. Not yourself, but let them know to update it. Or else the default is, or if you have it already, then it'll stay the old one until you convert it. I will say that there are some of us who haven't converted over to the new website just because this still works a little bit better. I think they're still working on some of the bugs on the new website, but eventually it'll be fixed. But in the meantime, it doesn't hurt to kind of get ready. And also just doesn't hurt to start using it the way it is now. So then once you convert over, you're already used to using it as a tool. What I like to do really is when I'm working with a client and they're looking for a home, I'll type in the address. I don't know. What's your listing?
Well, 1156, use that one.
I can type in, address. Oops, I did it wrong. 1157. 56. State Avenue. This is it, right? There. I just like to take this and I will forward this either via email or text message to a client to look for homes. This way, I'm not sending them a Redfin link. I'm not sending them a Zillow link. I'm sending them a link that has my branding on it and my information. And hopefully they'll continue using it. And if they continue using it, there's also a phone app that they can use to help them search that looks and feels like Redfin, but has more communication features where you have a little more control over your client. But that's a whole other topic of discussion for later. But new websites are coming soon. That's just one way that I use the website.
When they click on this website, do we get notification that they have clicked on it?
That you can, but they have to sign up for an account. So there's a little bit of a process to get them started to have that communication. A quick, easy way to do that is to send them, you can send them a link to your personalized phone app. And within that app, once they do that, they automatically have an account with you. So you can send them links, you can send them a customized search through the phone. So when they open up the app, they can see that search that you've created for them. And when they look at homes, you'll be able to see which ones they look at. So it can be pretty powerful, but there's a few steps that you have to go through to get there.
So for the phone app, how do you get that? And is it through this the same website we use? Put it on phone? Is that what
there are a couple of phone apps that we recommend you download. One is the KW Command app, and then there's just the KW app. I don't think I have it on this presentation. Let me see. What I can do for my phone. No. Yeah, there's two apps. Yeah, the Command app, and there's just Keller Williams app. I can't show you my phone screen, or else I would show you. But I'll pull it up. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, so KW Command is the one on the left, and then the KW app is the one in the middle there. And those are the two apps that I recommend you download to work with Command. So you can do everything we did in Command, you can do on the app.
Oh, okay. Great, thank you.
Great. Now, I would love some feedback. What did you like? What you didn't like about this presentation? Feel free to be honest. You can be anonymous. And what else would you like to learn about? Anything you need help with? How we can help you better? What you need? Whatever it is, give us some feedback so we can tailor more classes to things that are interesting for you. Things you need help with. We'd be happy to provide resources or more classes to help you. And the last thing is, these are just some resources for you. KW Connect is a website that has tons of videos on it. There's a bunch of clips of 2, 3, 5, 10-minute videos to show you SmartPlans in Command, how to add a contact in Command. Everything you need to know about Command is actually on that page already. It just in short little segments, so you can go and browse to the specific section you want to learn about. And if you want one-on-one time with either Raymond or myself, here are some links to book some time with us.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Great. No problem. Any questions that I can help you with? Let me check the chat. Anybody else?
Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Surendra. No problem. Well, great. I'll give you 10 minutes of your day back. Feel free to reach out to me at any time or to Raymond if you have any questions at all.
The next class will be on the 25th, and we're going to do a new app called Productive.ai, as well as go over how to utilize QR codes in your business.
And Raymond will be teaching that in 2 weeks. All right. Thanks, Jeanette. Thanks for coming. Talk to you guys soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.